Welcome, grade 8 students. This is Mr. JB, and welcome to our third lesson. Today, our discussion is about selection vocabulary of the text How Gandhi Changed the World. So please turn your literary companion on page 212 and 213, and we are going to start our lesson. Make sure you have your materials with you, your book, and your pen. Our learning objectives are first to understand the definition and context usage of the words. Next is use the words in meaningful sentences. Before we dive into our new lesson, let's have first a little bit of a review about the previous vocabulary words. So I have here a little pop quiz. Directions. Listen to the context and choose the vocabulary that completes the sentence. So the context is we have two girls here. Well, they look like they're best friends. Lala and Jane made a blank to be friends forever. What is the missing word? A. Covenant. B. Indignity. C. Sustain. And D. Deprivation. Choose your answer. If you answered covenant, you're correct because covenant means a promise. So we have another picture right here, a lady who's texting while walking. It is blank to be caught up with your phone while walking on the streets. What is the missing word? A. Pernicious. B. Deprivation. C. Elevated. And D. Sustain. If you answered pernicious, you're also correct. We all know that pernicious means, that's right, dangerous. And these are the rest of the vocabulary words from the previous week. We have indignity, which has something to do with humiliation. Elevated, which means being lifted up. Deprivation, which is a lack of basic necessity. And reconciliation, which is a mutual agreement. Now I think you're ready to have our new lesson. So these are the selection vocabulary, and let's start off with dissent. What is dissent? Dissent is a noun that means opposing opinion. Sample sentence, there was no dissent from this team. Second word is monopoly. Monopoly is a noun which means complete control of supply or trade of a good or service. Sample sentence, the government monopoly gives the sole control to the government agency. If you're also thinking of this guy in this game, you are also right because this means, or this is called a monopoly game. Our third word is piety. Piety is a noun that shows strong connection to a religion. Sample sentence, practicing Islam is showing goodness and piety. Fourth word is emulated. Emulated is a verb that means imitated or copied. For sample sentence, my son has emulated my work clothes. He wants to be like me in the future. Our fifth word is negotiated. Negotiated is a verb that means arranged or brought about. Sample sentence, he negotiated a new contract with new sellers. Last word that we have for this vocabulary selection is preeminent. Preeminent is an adjective that means above all others. For example, he is the preeminent chef in the city. Let's practice the selection vocabulary words and see how we're going to use them in meaningful sentences. Practice A. Read the words below the vocabulary word. Select the words that are related in meaning. Dissent. Opinion and belief. Monopoly. It's a control. Negotiated. It's arranged. Practice B. Identify the vocabulary word that is related to the italicized word in each question. Explain your answer. Which word is related to best? Make sure you explain your answer before you dive into the answers here. Preeminent. Something that is preeminent is the very best example. Number 2. Which word is related to copied? Emulated. To emulate is to copy the belief or actions of another person. Let's apply. Answer each question with a yes or a no and explain your answer. Number 1. Is it possible for piety to be expressed through dissent? Yes. Someone may have a strong religious opinion that opposes the government opinion. 2. Are preeminent people often emulated? Yes. People who are preeminent are the best at what they do, so others seek to emulate them. 3. Could a monopoly be negotiated if it was thought to be unjust? Yes. If a monopoly was thought to be unjust, negotiation could be involved in changing it. If you turn your literary companion on page 213, you will see our vocabulary strategy use context. So, as you read books and articles, there will be a time that you might encounter a word that is very unfamiliar and you have no idea what it means. So, it is important to talk about words' position to be able to know what does the word mean. Context clues are hints in the sentence or in nearby sentences that help readers define an unfamiliar word. A word's position in the sentence may be an important context clue. So let's have this example. Gandhi felt strongly about the unjust treatment of the Indian people. He wanted to bring attention to their plight. We have the word here, plight. Consider the position of the word. In the first sentence, you read that the people are treated unjustly. Notice that the pronoun there in the second sentence. It refers to the people and shows that the people have the plight. Knowing that people's plight is their unjust treatment, we can guess that plight means difficult situation. Let's practice and apply. Read examples and consider the position of the underlined word in the sentence to determine its meaning. Then explain the process you use to determine it. Example: Martin Luther King Jr. often spoke empathically about the work of Gandhi. Speaking positively yet firmly, King encouraged people to uphold nonviolent principles. If you do know the meaning of empathically, or even the empathic, then I don't think that you would have a difficulty defining the word. But if you are quite unfamiliar with the word empathically, probably you should use the word's position. Don't forget to explain your answer. Here's a possible answer. In the first sentence, the underlined word is an adverb that is used to describe how King spoke. In the second sentence, two more adverbs appear describing how he spoke, positively and firmly. Therefore, I can determine that speaking empathically means speaking positively yet firmly. Let's summarize the lesson for today, the selection vocabulary. Number 1, preeminent people are usually emulated by others. Number 2, dissent means opposing opinions, while the game Monopoly is played through showing control over services and goods. And 3, using the word position can help us know the meaning of an unfamiliar word. I hope that you learned something today. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of New Vision International School. I shall see you on the next video. Bye!